Every time you make a facial expression or bring your face in and down, like all of those motions etch wrinkles into our face over time. And if you want to learn how to undo all that, stay tuned. That's coming up next. Welcome back. Christine Byer here, licensed esthetician for 21 years. And did you know that the Anma will help release stuck fascia? More on that in a second. It's going to help us drain out puffiness and lymph or toxins that accumulate around our neck and our jawline and all through our face, actually all through our body. And it increases microcirculation. So microcirculation brings blood to the tippy top layers of the skin and increases its density over time and makes it look really juicy and hydrated. You know, fascia is having a moment right now. So going back to my first point, and fascia is located all throughout our body, and if we didn't have fascia, it's a connective tissue that weaves in and out of every organ, endocrine, and body part that we have. And if we did not have this tissue, we would be a bunch of bones on the floor. Fascia is like this 3D spider web that runs all through the skin at all these different levels. And when you have a wrinkle, will wrap itself around that wrinkle and many different areas, right? So we need to release it very superficially and then go deeper. And so many people ask me, they're like, how hard should I be pressing the Anma? I always say, start out on a clean, dry face. Hopefully you're not in a really humid room so you get a lot of drag. But if you start out on a dry face, it helps to learn how to just skim. It's actually a nice sunny day, the humidity's down, so I'm able to, just with the makeup that's on my face, I'm able to get a nice little skim. And so this is the amount of pressure that you need to get that microcirculation going. So when we use the Anma, I always like to I follow a lymph drainage pattern. So we're going to start down here, loosen this up. And lymph system, or the body's garbage disposal system, it does not have a heart to beat it through, so it only moves when we move. And its main portal is right here along the collarbone. So we need to open this up first so that we don't get a lymph traffic jam. We have to get things moving. And you can go different ways. I kind of like to do like if I have the room, I'll do a star formation, so I'll go left, right, up, down, and then both diagonals. All right, so then we start going lightly on the neck, and I'm mostly using the top fingers of this, so I'm mostly pushing up at this point. And then when I go down, it's a very light rake. I'm not pulling down on the skin. I'm just trying to open up some circulation there, get a little bit of redness. Once again, my skin has no massage oil on it. I like for people to get to know how to use the Anma with no water and no massage medium. And if you get stuck and you drag, go lighter and lighter and lighter until you just skim, right? Just skim. And then you can put on some massage oil and go deeper. But so many people go too deep too soon, and that is the biggest problem I see with the Anma, is people will go in deep, they'll dive deep right to like a deeper layer of fascia, they'll get nice circulation, they'll release that fascia, but they're driving right past any of the superficial fascia, which can hold wrinkles and scars and all sorts of things in place. So any trauma that your skin has been through, any breakout, any injection, scrape, a wrinkle is considered trauma. Essentially, it's considered sort of a scar in the realm of how fascia works around it. So anytime you have any of those things going on your face, that fascia is wrapped around there and holds a memory of it. So there's a memory of every scrape, breakout, injection. It's crazy. All these things we've done to our face over time, there's a memory of it. And so if we go super deep, we're going to pass all those memories. Some of the memories are deep too, but if we go super deep too soon, it just doesn't work as well as when you hit all the levels. So we'll come up, we're going to scoop up underneath. I'm just doing some release work for under the jaw. So much lymph collects up underneath here, just a ton. So, we're working to relieve stress and tension, relieve repetitive facial expressions, release those, and we're working to increase microcirculation and regular circulation at a deeper level to the skin. I actually like to come up here, right at that occipital ridge, or where the ridge of the scalp is. This always feels really good. So just know that so much of what we do with the Anma, it's not all on the face, right? We can get a lot of bang for your buck doing it on the scalp. You can get almost a facelift from just doing it on the scalp, because all these muscles are connected. And then know that if your traps are sort of stuck up here perpetually from being at your desk or whatever, there are different exercises you can do, but start to release those traps. I like to do it on both sides. Start to release these traps, and if we have really tight traps, that promotes the formation of jowls. So we want to make sure that those are released. And like I said, we like to do the face too, but there's a lot of stuff around the neck and due to our posture that will pull our neck down or just make things worse. Things on our face look worse. So for example, we talked about too tight of traps is going to make you look jowly. If you have too tight of a neck from having this tech neck thing from always looking down, your muscles in your neck are going to pull down. And then the platysma, which is like the sheath of a muscle that starts here and then it inserts through here, it has a lot to do with this angry face we make, or resting bitch face that we make while we are working or whatever. And so if that's tight, I teach to go in there with your fingers, and that's great, and to release all that. But if this is pulling down and it's up underneath here as well, we need to get it from every angle. And I'm going to show you a picture of the platysma here. It's a sneaky little muscle. It's a sneaky one that will make us make that resting bitch face look its worst. So I like to grow here. There's also a triangular muscle called the depressor, or the DAO, the depressor angularis oris, and it's very depressing, but it pulls this down as well in partner with the platysma. So you can anchor. This feels really good, and help that pop up. So there are so many different ways you can use this Anma. You can use it on the body. I remember I went to a class just like 2 months ago, and Jane Mann, who developed it, she took this and just raked it like up and down my back and then sideways. And we're always kind of holding on to some sort of upper achy back thing. I know I am as an esthetician. And just over my shirt, just no rhyme or reason to it. She was actually going across my spine, but it felt great. And when she was done, it was like, 2 minutes. I was like, oh, it feels completely different. So it's releasing those muscles that are in spasm, and it's such a great tool to have. It's so much easier to learn than gua sha. I'm not crazy about the flat stones, gua sha stones, because they tend to, I think it's harder to learn how to use those, and I also feel like I don't want anything to flatten down areas of my face, and used in a wrong way, those tend to or can flatten out areas of the face. And past 50, we want all the volume we can get in our face. So yeah, so we've talked about lymph drainage, we've talked about releasing fascia and microcirculation. So like I was saying, microcirculation comes with the lightest of pressure, and that microcirculation to the tippy top layers of the skin, that promotes, as we age, our circulatory system sort of cuts off slowly, and it's a kind of creepy and sad, but that's what happens. And so to counteract some of that, we can go in and just do the lighter. You want to go deeper, you want a light, medium, and deep pressure, but know that that really light pressure is going to help with the superficial wrinkles, the topmost layer. It's going to help with those large pores. It's going to help with a lot of things. And I can tell you, I remember one time I was working on, I think he was a 22-year-old boy. Boy, he was so cute. He came in with his girlfriend. I think he was a newscaster or something, but he was adorable. And I did this on him, and then I did some other stuff, and then I did extractions, and he was really holding on to a lot of redness, and it was just sort of pooling up there, and I was like, oh. And he wanted to go to a party that night, so he didn't want to look red from extractions. So I just grabbed this again and very lightly started to flush out the excess or the pooled blood that's stuck in those capillaries, and I just sort of flushed it out. And his skin returned to 100% calm. You couldn't even tell I had done extractions, and I was like, yes, because I hate when people leave looking a little crazy, or I don't want to disappoint people. So I was just happy that I could do the extractions he needed and calm his face afterwards using my Anma. It's going to release your stuck fascia. It's going to flush out excess toxins and lymph that we collect all over our face. And it's going to bring up microcirculation, which all helps in the anti-aging process and to help undo all those repetitive facial expressions that we make on a regular basis. So this is your new best friend. And the best thing is that you don't have to use it just on your face. You can use it on your scalp, on your body, on your feet, anywhere you want. Thanks for watching. Talk to you soon. Bye now.